The best of the Morning X.
99X.
99X. It's the Morning X. It's Barnes. It's Leslie. And a lot of bands have come through these airwaves. And rest in peace, Sean Demery, who for years was, first an architect of this radio station, but a lot of the music that got on came to his desk. At one point, he was the music director, and he was listening to this new music one time from this band, and the record label was pushing a certain song. And he said, "No, I'm not feeling that song, but I'm feeling this song." And he put this song on the radio, and it went on to become, still today, one of the most powerful songs from a powerful voice. And that song was Linger by the Cranberries.
Yes.
And you wonder sometimes, well, what are they all doing now? Sadly, Dolores is gone. Fergal is here. He's the drummer who all those years in the Cranberries. Welcome to the Morning X, Fergal.
Thanks very much, Barnes. Thanks for having me. Hi,
Absolutely.
Leslie.
What'd that make you feel like hearing me introduce you like that, talking about that?
Yeah, it brings back memories, to be honest. I remember the first time we landed in America to do our very first tour, and it was just incredible because we had been touring around UK and Ireland and Europe and didn't have that much of a following, especially in mainland Europe. Nobody knew who we were. So when we arrived in Denver, Colorado, was the first gig we did, opening for and the whole crowd was singing every song on the album. I was like, oh my God, they don't just know Linger and Dreams or whatever, they know all of the songs. It was mind-blowing.
It's kind of the power, of American radio. But you guys were so young. What was going through your head, and what sort of pressures did you feel? Like all of a sudden, you're like becoming this huge band playing really large venues.
There was no pressure at that stage, I don't think. It was more a release of pressure, I think, because it was like, okay, we've done all this work for the past 2 or 3 years, touring. And now we're finally getting some recognition. It was just a relief, I think. And we were early 20s and just on a big adventure, traveling around the United States, seeing all these places that we've seen on TV and visiting all these wonderful cities. It was amazing.
There are legendary stories about when Dolores auditioned for you guys to be the singer of the Cranberries, and I've heard so many different versions of it. Set the record straight. What was that like when you guys had this open audition for singers? She comes in. How did it go down?
It was a Sunday afternoon. We used to rehearse in this rehearsal space that loads of bands used to use in Limerick at the time. It was early 90s, 90 maybe, 91. And we'd try out a couple of guys and they looked the part, but they couldn't really sing. So then a friend of ours said, there's a girl in school with my girlfriend who's really into singing and she wants to do original music. So we got Dolores' number. She called up and there was myself, Noel, Mike and a couple of our friends were sitting down in the rehearsal room, and she arrived in with her tracksuit on and her keyboard under her arm and plonked on the keyboard and said, okay, do you want me to sing some songs? And so she played some songs that she'd written herself, and then she did a cover of a Sinead O'Connor song, and then we played the music for Linger that we had kind of a rough idea of, and then some other bits and pieces, and she was like, okay, this sounds great, well, give me a tape. So we recorded a tape of the music for Linger, and then she took it home and came back the following Tuesday, I think, with the lyrics and the string line, the da-da-da-da-da-da, that part, the hook, and the vocal melody, and everything was nearly finished at that stage. She just completed the song.
And you guys just looked at each other and went, yeah,
this is going to work. Yeah, finally, someone who can actually sing.
Did you see this? I think it was last week, Fetty Wap, who just got out of prison. Have you heard his song?
No.
Listen to this. I wondered if you had heard this yet. This is a piece of his song called Fool for You. And here's the chorus. Here's the chorus. Listen to this.
I remember just like it was yesterday. 'Cause baby, you know I'm such a fool for you.
Oh my God.
You got me wrapped around your finger.
Shame.
Yeah. sorry I made a fool of you. I made a mess I couldn't clean up.
How do you not know that's out there?
Wow.
You're probably getting a check.
He better be.
Wow.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
Send him
Really,
a link
really
to that,
cool.
Barnes.
I mean,
Yeah, really cool.
Look, let me get you Fetty Wap's number. You need to make a call when we get off of this.
Pretty cool. I'm glad you found that. We're talking to Fergal, of course, the drummer for the iconic band, the Cranberries, defining a generation. And we're going to talk about that new EP in a second here, Fergal. But I want you to tell that story, the near miss, about how you guys were almost about to support Nirvana in Belfast.
Whoa.
Back in 1991. What happened?
We were sickened because we were huge Nirvana fans, and it was like, oh my God, we're getting the chance to play with them. This is incredible. Just to even see them play live. So we were due to open up for them in Ulster Hall in Belfast, I think it was. And then the call came through that Kurt had overdosed in Germany, I think, and was taken to hospital. So the gig was cancelled. And we never got to play with them or see them even. And funnily enough, we did the MTV Unplugged on the same day. I think Hole were doing it in the afternoon. We were in the morning. So we did our set and we left to go to the hotel, and some of the crew guys were packing up the stuff, and Mert, the guitar tech, went outside for a cigarette, and who was standing beside him with Kurt Cobain. So they were chatting away, and then Mert tells me this later on. I was like, what? No. So yeah, missed meeting him.
Wow.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Well, you've moved from playing, for 50,000 people at a stadium to a booth, painting with sound for films. How does that feed you creatively? Does one feed you more than the other?
Yeah, it's something I really always wanted to do, but never had the courage, I think, and the self-belief. So I went back to university in 2015 and did a music technology course, and just really gained confidence from that, I think. And then gradually started doing bits and pieces for short films and documentaries and that. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's really fulfilling and challenging. And it's a whole different thing to being in a band and playing live and all that. I mean, we did lots of touring, so I got that out of my system, and I'm happy not to go back on the road again. As you get a bit older, what am I now? 55, and it's, I can't imagine that lifestyle now. It's tough. It's really tough going from place to place every single night and living out of a suitcase. And different if you're the Rolling Stones or something and you have this huge, entourage.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a normal everyday band, it's a tough gig.
Got to ask you, Fergal, how this made you feel. There's the 35th anniversary remastered release and reissue of the 1991 debut EP, Uncertain, with songs like Pathetic Senses and Them. What a gift for the fans. There's even a video out there for this. How did that make you feel hearing this after all these years?
It was crazy. It was such a trip back in time. It was like looking through an old photograph album and then seeing the video, and we all look so young, and I have a big, long, lovely, curly head hair. I was like envious. I want to go back and get that hair. But yeah, hearing Dolores' voice, it just sounds so young in it. It's so sweet. It's beautiful. And I was actually saying to Stephen Street, it'd be nice for him to remix them, maybe those songs, to have his version of those songs. It'd be nice just to have something different.
Well, it's a true gift for the fans. Thank you.
And I have to end with a drumming question, because that's what, we drummers have to have that. Sure. If you had to pick, Fergal, one Cranberry song that captures your drumming identity better than any of the hits, like which one would it be?
Yeah, it's hard to pick one, because I really love the soft songs, like Everything I Said or Disappointment. Some of those really soft ones I love playing because they're kind of more intricate and there's little bits, subtle bits going on. But then Zombie is great fun to play, as in play live, get it out there, get all that emotion out. It's huge. It was always one I really psyched myself up for.
I mean, that's one of the most recognizable drum intros that the Cranberries had. Was that a conscious decision reflecting the political tension in that time in Ireland, or was that just you reacting to the distortion of the guitar and just getting into it?
Dolores came in to the rehearsal room and said, look, I have an idea for a song, something really, I'm frustrated and I want to get my anger out about this horrible incident that has happened. And, it needs to be angry and distorted and, powerful. So, yeah, just reacted to that. And
you captured it.
Yeah.
Wow, did you ever. Thank you, Fergal. Nice to meet you, and thank you for all the years of great music with the Cranberries. We've been a huge supporter, obviously, at 99X, and thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barnes. Thanks, Leslie.
Fergal
really
from the
appreciate
Cranberries. Let's get into that anger in that song that Dolores had in her head. This is Zombie, and this is 99X.